Hey, and welcome back. It's time for part three of Young Leaders in SA with Pumlani Majozi.
Money.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
And would you say you're good or terrible with handling money?
Good or terrible? If those are just the two options,
Yeah.
I think no. I think I'm good with it because I always make sure that it gets used in a proper way. I want to get it used in a proper way. If it means that this month I need to use as much money as possible and have to save less than last month, then that those times they are there, they do happen. But money must be used in a right way. I shouldn't just have used it to go spend in a bar or drink on all of that, right? So, but I must use it in a way that what I did something, with that money. Yeah.
So have you always been this way, or you used to be bad, maybe growing up? Were you terrible with money and then over time it improved?
I think I don't think I was that terrible with money, but I mean it goes with age as well. I think as you mature, you grow older, you tend to learn how to use money. You tend to gain more knowledge around that. But I don't think even when I was young, at that level, in comparison to other, because that's how you can assess it, in terms of people who are at the same age at the time. I don't think I was someone who was too wild with the money. I was using it in a proper way, and because I mean, if I had got some money either through work as a tutor or work during holidays, I would use that money to either to buy clothing or to put it somewhere to save it or to buy some food in the house in res or so, just to have something to eat in your room. So I don't think I was a bad young person. I was quite organized.
And would you say you are clued up about the financial space and financial options that are available to you?
I wouldn't say I am clued up. I think that would be being too I mean, being too confident or being overconfident. I don't think there's. I don't want to claim to know almost everything around that space, but all I can say is that I'm willing to learn, right? And right now, I could say that I've tried to inform myself as much as possible. I've tried to dig and find out, and right now I'm trying to get to this. There's an FSB FlexiSave investment company. I think there you can invest your money over time, and they, I think they are more of an asset management company, and then they can see where they invested for you and all that. So that is what I'm thinking about as well a lot in terms of diversifying my investments and all that. So I'm always learning, I'm always reading, trying to understand what are the best financial options outside there. What can I do? I wouldn't say that I'm an expert right now, but I think I'm more familiar with what is happening. I do have the basic knowledge of it.
And what channels do you use to educate yourself?
I'm someone who likes the social networks, someone who likes the internet a lot. I try and use that as much as possible. Um,
Are
and
there
also,
any specific sites you can think of, or
well, I just do basic reading. There's no specific website. I do read things like CNBC and search like Bloomberg stuff that is more kind of talking about equities and all that, and the best companies that are performing at best at that time in terms of stocks and all that. So I don't have a specific website where I say this is my source of information. I just play around with the internet, and if I find something good there, I read that. If I find something good there, I focus on that. So I wouldn't say I have a specific website when I know that what, this is what I read every morning or every day or so.
do you think other South Africans know where to go for financial education? Maybe friends you've spoken to or family, do they know where to go to learn about ETFs or investing or trading?
Eh, You know, um, I would say very few do because I happen to communicate with. Um, Very few do. A lot of them don't know. So I think there's a huge gap there that needs to be closed. Um, but I also think that this thing has to do with the basic, having basic education as well. Because I mean, you are educated. I mean, you come from a university like Rhodes. Um, so I mean, you are familiar with the stuff, in terms of trying to understand how should one manage finance, and what are the options to invest and all that. And then just ordinary people there who just only had matric or never finished school, so they don't have even the energy to go and dig outside theirs to understand the financial world, basically. So I think you can look at it that way as well. But those people I communicate with, I would say that most of them don't, but quite a few of them, I would say they do know how to find information and understand the financial world.
And what do you think the financial sector can do to make relevant information more accessible?
Well, I think the banks are trying to do that, to be honest with you. I mean, the banks and the financial services providers as well. They are trying to do that. I think they see that there is a need to get into for example, I'll give an example. I was working in Standard Bank just not long time ago, and I was involved in a project there where we're trying to understand mobile banking in Africa, right? So, and the data we're finding when we did research, it was so amazing. Kenya, Uganda, Nigeria, all these countries, mobile connectivity, it's skyrocketing, right? It's going up and up. So there's an opportunity for companies to get in and see how could they offer, some mobile applications or mobile technology, financial education or something like that, so that all these people could have access to that information and read and understand the financial complexities we have today. So I just think that to try and understand what do people need and how is the trend going. I mean, to understand South Africa as a whole, because I'm saying right now, most people have like mobile phones and all that. So that is where banks and financial services providers need to try and focus on. How do we target this market of very ordinary people, but how do we make it banking easier for them and accessible, within a second? And I think the best way you could do that is through the mobile, something portable they have with them almost every day. So that is what they need to look at.
Stay tuned. We have more in store for you with Pumlani Majozi.